This is Rudy Giuliani talking to you again from City Hall. And, well, let's go right to the calls. And we'll go to James, who is in Carmel, New York, I believe.
Yes.
Hi, James. How are you?
How you doing, Mayor?
I'm doing okay.
Pleasure to speak to you.
Nice to talk to you.
Okay. I'm calling in reference to the New York City getting involved in the gun lawsuits.
Correct.
You know, I've heard you always advocate for the cops, and you tell them, you know, don't blame the cops for criminal activity in the city, blame the criminals. So, you know, with that logic, I'm wondering why you're taking that stance with the gun manufacturers. They produce a legal product, they're selling it legally in the United States, and you know, why would you want to sue them for illegal activity?
Well, we're suing them because we believe they've been negligent, and negligence is an actionable tort. We're not claiming they committed a crime.
Okay.
What we're claiming that they did is they've acted negligently in a number of ways. First, they've acted negligently by overproducing guns, way beyond the number that's necessary for hunting and for law enforcement, maybe by factors of 3 and 4 to 1. So in doing that, they have to knowingly have made a calculation that they're selling to an illegal market. And that's negligence. That may or may not violate a criminal law. It probably doesn't. But it certainly shows that they're being negligent with the safety of the public, because in this day and age of doing market calculations, you can determine what you need. And in fact, it would be more in their business interest to produce less guns, because the price of guns would go up if there were less guns. Just like we were talking about with OPEC, you know, Economics 101. So instead of producing less guns, they produce 6-7 times more guns than the legal market actually would demand. And therefore, they have to know that they're supplying an illegal market. Then they've steadfastly refused a lot of safety devices on guns that would make them a lot safer. And then there are a whole group of other things in the lawsuit. So that's the purpose of it, and that's why we're suing the gun manufacturers to recover the cost that they've created for us. Now, here, let me give you an example. Logic is one of my favorite disciplines. You know, the old Greek discipline of logic. I don't understand the logical connection between supporting the police and being in favor of gun control. In fact, you know, most police officers are in favor of gun control. And one of the ways in which we've been able to reduce crime in New York City more than the rest of the country by a lot. I mean, New York City's record for crime reduction outpaces any part of urban America and any part of America. And in various years in the last 7 years, we helped to create America's crime drop, like 25-30% of it. So why are we doing so much better than the rest of the country? Even when cities like Baltimore have seen an increase in violence, we've had a decrease. There are a number of reasons. One of the main ones is we take guns out of the city relentlessly. We try to remove guns from the city. And there we are dealing with a problem that is foisted on the city by the rest of the country, not by the city of New York. 95% of the guns in New York City can be traced to someplace outside the city of New York, outside the state of New York. So when people, you know, focus on New York City and they say, oh, look at all the problems in New York City. A lot of the problems in New York City are caused by very, very lax regulations and then illegal activity with guns outside of the city of New York. And then we become victimized by it. So that's the reason why we're doing the lawsuit. And I think it will promote public safety. And it will promote safety for police officers. There will be fewer people illegally possessing guns who will cause dangers and problems for police officers who do have guns. So I don't think there's a logical disconnect between the two things. But sometimes logic is in the eye of the beholder. Now we'll move on to Quentin in Queens.